Glenridge now going through. Great work there by Kieran Haley to get it there. McCann now driving through the middle, around midfield, passes it off, fakes a pass actually, now passes it off to Charlie Wolf. Wolf just out of reach of Kieran Haley, and that's going to go out of bounds once again. Again, I am doing this as a solo effort, so if the camera work isn't up to standard, that is entirely on me. KTV here, doing another stream right now. I'm not sure if I'm talking to anyone. Doing another stream right now of girls lacrosse over at Van Brunt, where your Cougars are also taking on Glenridge. I wish I had an update for that, as the Glenridge here almost has a scoring chance, but doesn't quite get it to go. Still waiting around here, and if you're a longtime viewer of MKA TV, you might know we don't usually film from the ground. We are now on the ground. If you take a look around this park, it's a beautiful spot, but there's not really a good place for me to set up. So, new action, new way to experience this. Is it good? I don't know. I personally do not prefer it, but that's just me. Glenridge now doing what my current co-commentator, typically Alex Shilkrot, calls a siege attack. Low shot there, blocked by Simon Hardiman. Rebound is going to roll out of bounds. Glenridge, I believe, will retain possession. A bit of a siege, just waiting for the right opportunity to strike, waiting for a move to be made as they pass it around now. Now guarded by someone. I do not have my roster in front of me. Oh, we are live now, so hello to anyone who joined just now. Oh, shot by Glenridge, missed. Simon Hardman making the save. Welcome to MKA TV. This is the second quarter of action, and it's 1-0 to your Cougars, but that might change in just a second here as Glenridge has an offensive attack. Glenridge now still working it around. Long shot, another save there by Hardiman. So I'm not sure how live we are. Okay, I'm getting text saying that we are very good. Glenridge still just waiting around, trying to get something going after this change in possession here. Again, a quiet first quarter, only 1-0. Single goal scored by, I believe, Jack Barrick, number 4 for MKA, as they almost get possession back, bounces off Lincoln Hedberg's foot, but right back into Glenridge's clutches. Glenridge, long drive, long pass, long out. That is out of bounds, taken by Glenridge, I believe. I'm not quite sure. That was the thing about lacrosse is if you miss the shot but no one touches it, then they retain possession. That was a pass, so I believe, and I am right, MK is going to get possession here. And I think that will be taken by number 21, Ryan Gambuza. Gambuza here. Drops it. Fumble by the freshman, taken now by Simon Hardiman. Simon now sends it forward. That is not a shot in any case. That was a long ball gone wrong. And Kay is going to get possession here. Henry McCann passes to Charlie Wolf, passes out to Thomas Meeker, now with Miles Black. Now ranging around midfield, ranging towards us here on the right. Passes it off to McCann, back behind to Wolf. I believe Wolf to, I think that, yes, that would be Damian Polanski. Polanski to Meeker. Meeker for McCann. Apologies about that shaky camera work. I had to move my setup. Pass off there by Black to Meeker. Meeker to McCann over by midfield. Sorry about that. McCann driving in here. Passes it off to Wolf. Wolf, quick pass to Meeker. Still just orbiting around. Meeker, long shot is saved by Glenridge there. Good choice there by Meeker to take the long shot. He had the lane and he found it. He's a talented player there. I interviewed him last year at the start of the season. Wonder if he wanted to do another one again. As Glenridge now ranging around midfield, trying to get something going. Now, Glenridge now with a bit of an opportunity in the center. Long shot, wide open. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. Long pass by Simon goes away from everyone. Last touched by MKA. I guess no one touched it. Time Simon launched it and it didn't launch it. So now, apologies about the timer again. This is a one-man operation right now. So Glenridge now bouncing it around, passes and passes and passes, and a body there. Flag is thrown, and that's going to be a stoppage in play for a good reason. Now, for those of you who missed the first quarter, you didn't miss much. One goal by senior Jack Barrick for your MKA Cougars to lead Glenridge 1-0. Nothing's changed since then, obviously. It's been not a lot of opportunities, but a decent amount at least. And so there's some hope for us yet. Been specially requested to do this game by a couple of the players. Shout out to Benji Saferstein and Benji. Yeah. Glenridge now orbiting around again. Laying siege on the Cougar defense. Quick pass in, shot. Is that in or is that out? They're calling it out. Good save there by Simon. I wasn't 100% sure on that. I thought that went in. But now Barrick passing it over to Lincoln Hedberg. Hedberg running it up here. Hedberg just misses the stick of Barrick, and now taken by Glenridge. Glenridge now rushing in with some speed. Just beats Ryan Gambuza, but manages to get back. Number 5 now picked up by Barrick. Barrick and number 5 ranging over to their left as Barrick, I guess, backs off. Saferstein, Benji comes on there, number 35. Again, shout out to him for requesting for this game. Also shout out to Thomas Meeker for giving me directions. Pass inside by Glenridge is awry, and that's going to be out of bounds there. MKA possession. Other side of the field. Bit of zoom as Jack Barrick collects. This long ball by Simon Hardiman. I'm not sure what he's looking for there, but almost scored. Couldn't quite show you that because there's a lot of manipulation of stuff going on here. But Glenridge now keeping possession. Beats Gambuza there. 91 looking for a play. Passes back out, now guarded by Miles Black. Plays in the center, still with Black now with now Glenridge player guarded by Barrick. Barrick here. Glenridge now behind the net, looking for a cutter in. Can't find one. Let's hope that this still sounds pretty okay. I'm going to say it does. Glenridge still passing around. Shot. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. Short shot or long shot, he'll save them all. Doesn't. Oh, Barrick tries to get possession. Can't quite get it out of midfield as MK's defense is on a bit of a 3-on-1 here. Long shot is good. Save there by Simon. What a play, man. He is just excellent so far. He saved everything that's been thrown at him. Again, long shot, short shot, 1-on-1, 1-on-0, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 like there. It does not matter. Simon's gotten to everything so far. And I think that's going to be a timeout, and we will take a timeout too. Plays about to return here. Meeker now darting up. Keeps darting through the contact. Still running. Now passes it off to McCann. McCann now to Wolf. Wolf over to Black. Black to, I can't quite tell who that is, unfortunately, but passes now to McCann, to Wolf. Just going around the horn here. It's Polanski, to Black, to Carter Convey. Now with Meeker, McCann, still just going around the horn. Wolf, Polanski, Black, Convey, in close to Meeker, McCann, Wolf, Polanski, Black, Meeker, McCann back to Meeker now. Meeker arranged pretty far away on the left. Now passes into Black. He passes back to Meeker. Meeker now charging in from the left. Just one move, fakes twice. Can't quite find the angle, passes back to Wolf. Wolf now over to Polanski. Polanski misses the pass to McCann, and that's going to roll back and back and back and back, and that's going to go out of bounds. Glen Ridge possession here. 5 now guarded by Saferstein. Saferstein almost gets beat there, but manages to find his man once again. Apologize for the crowd and shot. Long ball for Glen Ridge there, close to coast and up. A 3, 91, ranging around still. Haley guarding. Now I believe that is, can't quite tell. I think that might be Alex Squarzo guarding, now with Saferstein guarding. Glen Ridge charging around, looking for an opportunity. The Cougars defense is holding up well. That would be Carter Convey guarding, not Alex Squarzo. Convey gets beat. Glen Ridge have a shot, passes out of it, finds an open man, but Meeker immediately goes in to cover him. Well done, Meeks. Well done to the entire Cougar defense. Now, I didn't have enough time to give you a rundown because, you know, there were a couple of issues with the stream before. Glen Ridge still just sieging out MKA's defense, praying for an opening. But they're holding firm. And since last game, obviously there have been no stat changes otherwise. Long shot here for Glen Ridge. That is in there. Simon Hardiman couldn't quite get to that one, and that's going to be an equalizer to make it 1-1 here. Defense just didn't get there quick enough, I guess, because that was a well-placed shot and a well-timed shot, but especially it was a relatively open shot. That's the way I can see. Simon couldn't really quite do much about that. Didn't have a lot of support. But it's now 1-1. 2 minutes left to go in this half. And for those of you who don't know, which is none of you, field day just happened right before this. As Kuchar's wins the face-off, Barrick goes, and that's going to be a it's going to be a freeze again. I didn't even start the clock. But Glen Ridge, player looks to be down, head injury. Obviously unfortunate here at midfield. Trainer appears to be running on. Not great. Obviously horrible. And we here at MKA TV understand that sports, especially fast-paced, high-contact ones like lacrosse, do come with their fair share of risk. Injuries are something that can happen, and I suppose will happen, unfortunately. And we here at MKA TV hope that any injury is not severe if they do happen, and that the recovery time is as minimal as possible. That way they can get back to what the athlete can get back to doing what they love, and we can get back to watching them do what they love. Everyone is better off without injuries. So, number 17 on Glen Ridge, support you. Appears to be getting up under his own power. However, he is walking off. Obviously, there is going to be treatment being necessary. It's a head injury. So, for number 17. But, and as I was saying, for those of you who don't know, which again, probably none of you, probably all of you know what I'm about to say. Field day just happened. Congratulations to Walden House for being crowned champions. My house, Monjo House, got second. And congrats to all the future house captains, including me, we'll say. And we hope that everyone has a successful house season. I say that as an MKA broadcaster. So, looking forward to next year. Obviously, MKA TV and the house system are closely intertwined with us doing live coverage of Build-A-Boat. Quote-unquote live. Sorry, Mr. Rosen. Meanwhile, play appears to be starting back up. And not sure who's going to get possession here. And so, with about 1:51 left, someone's going to get a possession here. I believe it's going to be Glen Ridge, and I believe I am right. As, okay, you're getting ready to play some good defense. Glen Ridge now playing it off. That is Squarzo guarding, Alex Squarzo. Passing it around, Glen Ridge looking to besiege this defense, looking to get one shot off before about 1:35-ish left. Still just passing around here, doing what I call the cycle, where it's same player to the same player to the same player. Finally, three's darting in, defended there by Alex Squarzo. Squarzo, he's passing it off now, back to the cycle, I suppose. Nope, another dart, another attempted dart in, foiled by Jack Barrick, who now switches off to cover 91. And back to the cycle, I suppose, we go. Glen Ridge still just cycling around as we finally find a guy behind who I believe is going to drive in. Guarded by Squarzo, passes out, long shot by 91. Bouncer is saved by Simon Hardiman. And that's going to be a reset. Glen Ridge keep possession. Glen Ridge now. Back to the cycle. Started with 91, see if we can get a full one in. Nope. 6 darting in, passing right next to the net, but good defensive play there by Alex Squarzo to disrupt and make him drop the ball. Glen Ridge now back to looking for another opportunity. Whistle is blown for something. I believe it's a timeout. And we will take one as well. Play is about to start back up here as MK is going to have a defensive task on hand. Glen Ridge working from behind the net, not their net. Long ball disrupted there by Kieran Haley, but recovered by Glen Ridge. 3, 2, 1. Good play there by Lincoln Hedberg with 2 seconds left to prevent a certain goal there. 2, 1, and that's halftime. Desperation ball is not going to go anywhere. Great play there by Lincoln Hedberg and Benji Saperstein to save that as we hit halftime here. Score currently MKA 1, Glen Ridge 1 at the end of 2 and the end of the first half. This has been MKA TV, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, we'll have a return to action here in just a few seconds. My name is Ian Tratner, and you're watching MKA TV, your home for anything relating to your Montclair Kimberly Academy Cougars, whether it be athletics, academics, or anything else you can think of. Just to a quick recap, in the first quarter was unfortunately not live streamed, but your MKA Cougars managed to get one past the Glen Ridge Ridgers by courtesy of Jack Barrick, but in the second quarter they equalized. So the action will start up in just a minute, and we'll see you then. All right, action's getting underway any second now. Zach Kuchar lines himself up at the face-off circle. And we will see how this goes. Kuchar now draws up, game is up, and taken up now by Glen Ridge. Glen Ridge here. Working out of their own end. Charlie Wolf now playing some good defense, especially for an attackman. I mean, obviously they're all well-rounded players, but you know, attack and defense, they don't really go hand in hand, as one would say. Glen Ridge working it out of their about midfield here. Still just passing around now as Kay look to regain possession. Just completing cycle after cycle, just going around the horn. As 8 finally decides to charge in, guarded by Barrick, forces him out. From behind the net now, back up top. Kieran Haley playing some great defense, forcing number 91 there to fall over, but keeps the ball. 91 beats Kieran, but immediately gets forced out by Haley and Lincoln Hedberg. Missed pass there behind the net, and that's going to go right out of bounds. Cougars will take possession here. No, they won't. Maybe they will. They will not. Suppose that they didn't touch it last. But now, VGR now still, not VGR, Glen Ridge, that's hockey. That's what we play. Glen Ridge now circling around. A good tip there by Ryan Decter, and that's going to go out of bounds, closer to midfield than not. And definitely farther away from the goal than it once was. So Glen Ridge still just trying to charge around here. This left long shot from 91 goes right in the net. That was just excellent there. Left him open for a bit too long, and they paid the price. Cougars 1, Glen Ridge now 2. There's the first goal of the period based on certain patterns. I guess that's going to be the only goal of the period. Let's hope not. Let's hope that Kay can get something back as Thomas Meeker walks slowly towards my camera. And the face-off will get underway in just a few seconds after the goal. Zach Kuchar is on it for MKA. I don't have the Glen Ridge roster on it for Glen Ridge. Face-off is up, ball is still rolling around, still going, and going over to the far side of the field. It's still anyone's game. A lot of contact there, someone pushed down by Meeks. And that's going to be MKA possession, fortunately enough. Now keeping it there. Meeker, long shot, quick shot, good save there by Glen Ridge goalie. Well done by Meeker to get that off. Glen Ridge now working out of the right here, close to my camera. So if you haven't noticed yet, we're on the ground here, right next to the field. It's different because as this is a public park, they don't really have a broadcasting booth or a tape booth. So we work with what we can. Is this preferred? Not really. Is it a cool option? Absolutely. I get so much better commentary. It's clear to see. But sometimes angles are odd. It's Glen Ridge now working out of about closer to midfield than not here as they pass it down the left. Guarded by Dector. Ryan Dector doesn't get beat and pokes it loose. That's going to be some sort of change in possession. No, it's not. I am a liar. Now, taken by VGR. Oh, not VGR again. Glen Ridge. Apologize for that slip up. I hope it's the last time I make it. Charging in now, 5, low shot is off. I rule that a shot. I'm not 100% sure, but looked more like a shot than not. And I called it a shot, so it's going to be a shot. Flag is thrown. Laundry on the field is picked back up as Nathan Kissel runs off here. And we wait as some changes are made on both sides. Whistle is blown, and we are back in business. Glen Ridge still just circling around. Still circling around, now ranging on the outside towards the left, or towards the right. Now ranging in the middle, now pass it off to the right, to the left. Long shot, pass, question mark. They're ruling that a shot. And so Glen Ridge will retain possession after that. Not sure if Simon made a save on that, but I'm going to assume that he did. As Barrick now, a bit of aggressive defense from him there. Barrick, the lone goal scorer for MKA. Glen Ridge takes a long shot again. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. And that's going to be another defensive masterclass from this Cougar nation. Glen Ridge now going from back to front, now over to the right. Zin shot is awry. Simon moved but didn't quite make a save. It kind of just went off, and that's going to be Glen Ridge possession once again as looks like Glen Ridge had a bit of trouble getting the ball from the fence, unfortunately. And so Glen Ridge now starting it back up, playing another cycle here. Again, I apologize if the camera work is less than optimal. I'm doing this all by myself in a bit of an unfamiliar environment, so I'm trying my best. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. Quick shot by number 8 there, in between the legs, going 5-hole as Alex calls it, referring to the hockey term. But no problem there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to put 0 in the net. That was unfortunately said, but Squarzo loses it there, and Glen Ridge will repossess after Squarzo's turnover. Ryan Dector playing some good defense, if you couldn't hear from the screen behind me. Not sure if y'all picked that up. Glen Ridge now looking to work his way back in is number 91 there. That's an off shot, another one for Glen Ridge. Coming at Simon quickly and from some odd angles, and that's just the only way to beat him. So now it's 3-1 Glen Ridge. For an update on the other game that we're currently broadcasting, MKA versus Glen Ridge in girls lacrosse, it's currently 8-4 Glen Ridge within the third quarter. Not ideal. And baseball, MKA baseball is not being live streamed, but they've got a game going on, and you'll never guess who they're playing too. Today is an MKA versus Glen Ridge day. As play starts back up, Kuchars tries to get the draw, and can't. So Glen Ridge will now start possession from the bottom. I don't know where this line of kids came from, so sorry they're in the shot. Wolf now trying to play some defense on Glen Ridge, stays with his man, forces a missed pass there, and that's going to be a timeout now for someone, and we'll take a timeout too. Now returning to the action here, I believe that Glen Ridge will get possession. And so I'm correct. Now, Glen Ridge still battling out. Glen Ridge now working out of the left side here. Driving in, McCann playing some excellent defense. Big man just trying to get in the way. Dector now leaves a guy open in the corner, but immediately taken there by Kieran Haley. Glen Ridge now circling once again. Glen Ridge still circling, now out of the center. Now out of the left, driving in on McCann, number 8, passes around back to behind the net. Goes to charge forward, still passes out left. Now passes down to the right, 91 long shot, bouncer is off. From my angle, I couldn't tell if that was a save or not. It looked somewhat like both as McCann now charges back up, and charging back down here is Alex Squarzo. Play is live once again. Glen Ridge now circling around. 3 charges in, guarded by Squarzo, passes it out. Now Barrick passes it out to 8. Now behind to number 15 on Glen Ridge, guarded by Ryan Dector. Dector gets shoved into as 8 passes out. Passes it out. He doesn't pass out. Low shot. Good save there by Simon. Simon Hardiman is just, despite what the scoreline says, he's been excellent today. Simon now looking for a pass into the center. Finds Meeker. Thomas Meeker now looking for anything. He's just kind of driving into contact. He just keeps driving into contact as long high pass to Jack Barrick finds its mark. Now Charlie Wolf, now back to Meeker. Meeker passes it off to Miles Black, who passes it to, I believe that is Enzo Alejandri. Am I correct? I would in fact be correct. Now with Miles Black though. Black charging in, beats his man. Has an opportunity, pass it off to Alejandri, can't make the return cleanly, but luckily, bit of a collision there between Alejandri and Wolf, and that's going to result in them losing possession. That's just a classic miscommunication. As great play there by Charlie Wolf, knocking down the Glen Ridge player, but can't get possession. Whoa, big swing there from Henry McCann. Just trying to get something out, as Glen Ridge now set up their siege once again. Good play there from Ryan Decter. Another body there from Thomas Meeker. MKA's defense is playing with a motive. Great play there by Benji Saferstein to get it out of danger. Benji now runs, falls, almost, that's a trip. You can hear the yells of the crowd, you can hear the yells of me as Decter gets the play dead, and I believe it's going to be called a trip. I'm going to listen in now. No trip, apparently it was a legal check, even though everyone else thought it wasn't. But I am not here to ref, I am here to commentate. So I am not one to judge. Timeout now, we will take one as well. We return here with about 3 minutes remaining. Thomas Meeker taking the ball for your Cougars. Meeker driving through a lot of contact, I have no idea what's going on in this pile here, but that's not the focus. Now taken by Black, passing it up to McCann. McCann over to Meeker. Meeker back to McCann, about midfield, arranging over to his right. McCann now. Passes, it's a screen set for Miles Black. Low bouncing shot is off, and that's going to be MKA possession. Not sure how much of that you saw. These kids are currently being told off by a security guy. Damian Polanski now passing it up to Miles Black. Black fakes one, fakes two. Passes it off to Meeker in midfield. Meeker now looking to make a dart. Spins around, finds a pass, perfectly placed to Charlie Wolf, just misses the top right corner. Perfectly placed pass, couldn't quite get the shot to fall, unfortunately, and we're gonna have another one. As McCann will now take it out from the back corner. Henry McCann here, taking it up. McCann still keeping it from behind the net, ranging over to his left or right. Long shot, another miss there from the Cougars. And they will keep it once again. Now, quick pass from Black to Polanski, back to Black. Like the song, I suppose. Black now, pass it to Polanski. Polanski running from behind the net. Finds an open McCann, long shot, goes off hits the senior posters there. But the Cougars feel like they're just one shot away from just being right back in this, and they're finding their shots. Passing out to Charlie Wolf here. Wolf now with Meeker up top. Meeker passes in, almost finds Polanski, can't. Glen Ridge keep it. But the Cougars are not giving up. Errant pass there is going to bounce around, but taken now by Glen Ridge with about 1:10 left to go here. I apologize for my clock mismanagement. Glen Ridge now keeping it with about a minute left to go. We have reached the minute mark here as that pass bounces awry. Kieran Haley providing the pressure, but can't make anything of it as Glen Ridge keep it here. About 45 seconds remain here. Glen Ridge under siege. Glen Ridge causing the siege, going through their cycle. Back and forth between 91 and 8 here as 8 squares up to Jack Barrick. He fakes left, beats Barrick, but gets the man taken back. 91 passes to 55. 55 runs right into a Cougar defender, that being Thomas Meeker. As there was some excellent defending there from a mix of Lincoln Hedberg and Ryan Dechter to get something off. 8 seconds, Simon, you gotta go fast. Dechter now, 3, 2, there's a couple of holds. It's a hold and a half there with about a second left to go. I'm not sure how much damage that would have done with now end of the third here. Glen Ridge 3, your Cougars 1. We will take a break for just a minute. See you when the action starts back up. And we return for this final quarter of action here. My name is Ian Tratner, reporting to you, or broadcasting to you live from Watsessing Park Field here in Bloomfield, where your Cougars are currently trailing the Glen Ridge Ridgers by 2. And play starts. Zach Kuchar's now taking the face off. Still anyone's game, bounces back around, and still anyone's game. McCann desperately trying to get it. Glen Ridge will possess here, as you can see by number 14 running right past my camera. 14 getting a wide open path to net. Another shot, another goal. What was the Cougar defense doing there? I'm going to be honest. They just gave him that path to the net, and now it's 4-1. Can't tell if the Cougars are caught on edge. Can't tell if the Cougars are caught on edge or caught just sleeping. I have I do not know what happened there. There was no defending. I'm going to be entirely honest. (4-1) now to to the Glen Ridge Ridgers, and okay, hoping they can pull something out here. Literally anything. Kuchar is starting back up, taken now by Glen Ridge. Glen Ridge on the charge once again. Now taken by number, I believe, 3 here, who's getting a bit more space than maybe necessary. Of course, I do not play lacrosse. Glen Ridge misses the pass there from behind, and Kieran Haley can't get there. Or maybe not allowed to get there. I believe that white line there is where defenders can't cross. Glen Ridge now charging back in, passing it off. Now passing around behind the net, back up top, back around midfield, back in to number 8 on the left. Back behind, cycle is in full swing, but looks kind of faster this time. Glen Ridge still just passing it around here. Long shot, top corner, goal. Glen Ridge scored 2 in a matter of minutes. And now it's 5-1 MKA, or 5-1 Glen Ridge, and the MKA Cougars looking to have a bit of an insurmountable task in front of them if they want to get back into this. But of course, lacrosse is a fast-paced game. You can score goals at any time. But I will admit, it is not looking good for your Cougars. Zach Kuchar is now lining up to take the face-off. Kuchar's battling, still battling, and whistle blown, taken by Glen Ridge. Okay. Glen Ridge now playing it around. Just working through it. Now out of midfield, number 3 here. Passes off to number 5. Anyone passes right inside the Cougar lane, and that shot is deflected by Simon. That's going to be Glen Ridge possession still, however. Glen Ridge still working it, still putting their the MKA defense under siege. And Benji Safferstein still battling for it, loses his man, but good recovery by Lincoln Hedberg, who has to recover once again. Long shot here by 91 low, and that's in. 6-1 Glen Ridge. MKA defense is not looking too great right now. If you want an update on the girls' lacrosse game going on over at Van Brunt, it's not looking much better for your Cougars there. It's currently about 7 minutes left in the 4th, and it's 9-4 Glen Ridge. I guess today is just not the Cougars' day when it comes to lacrosse, at least so far. But let's hope that we can change that. There's still plenty of time left, and the deficit doesn't look too bad. Lining up for the face-off there is, I believe, I can't quite tell, but it is not Zach Kuchar's. Big body there from K there, but cannot come to it. Another big body there, Thomas Meeker, but he did not have the ball. Low shot, deflected off the post, or maybe off of Simon, I can't quite tell. All I know is I heard the ping. Whistle blown, MKA possession, and finally MKA take a timeout to talk things over. Or no, they don't. I'm a liar. Now taken by Meeker. Meeker here, driving through, still keeps it. Now driving through midfield. Meeker still looking for anything, double teamed. Beats both of his defenders. Pass it off to be fumbling, I believe that is Miles Black, who lost the ball off of the pass. And Glen Ridge take back possession. Glen Ridge now working from their goalie to passing it off now, charging down the left side here, close to my camera. Now with number 7. 7 passes up to 66, still working out of the left here. Number 5 just kind of rolls it there to the center with number 91. I don't know if this is like because they're winning or whatever, but Glen seems giving a whole lot less effort than they were about 5 minutes ago. Tempo has definitely slowed down in this game. As Glen now finally speeding it back up. Waiting around. 3 cuts inside. Forced out there by Ryan Dechter. Finds a spot in the middle. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. Good defense there by Jack Barrick. But I suppose that Jack Barrick is also somewhat to blame for that, but not a lot. So now Glen Ridge will take it once again. Glen Ridge now facing it around, working from out behind the net. Setting up their cycle now back behind the net after passing it off to the right. Spins around, long shot, Michigan's it in, 7-1 MKA. This MKA defense cannot catch a break. And it just keeps piling on for them. It is not looking great. On a bit more of a positive note, your next week on Wednesday is the upper school choir concert. If you want to see some work, if you want to see some excellent singing from concert choir, chamber singers, and jazz choir, that's me by the way. As defensive battle here between Lincoln Hedberg and Glen Ridge goes in MK's favor, as Miles Black will now take it from his own zone. Passing it off to Simon Hardiman here. Well, Simon takes a pause again. Wonderful music from Remix, the a cappella group, jazz choir, concert choir, and chamber singers, as well as some string accompaniment. As MKA battling up here, passing it off now. Long shot by Charlie Wolf is going to go out of bounds. As, again, choir concert, show up, make this one short. As shot goes awry, now taken by Glen Ridge. Number 8, definitely kind of tearing through the defense. Low shot, good save there by MKA, as there's a lot of contact made by that onto number 8. And not quite sure what happened there. Oh, this is not looking good from here, at least, unfortunately. Can we here at MKA TV understand that in sports, especially high speed, high contact sports like lacrosse, where they wear little protection on their physical bodies, are somewhat dangerous and will cause injuries, unfortunately. So we here at MKA TV hope that all injuries, if they do occur, and we hope that they do not, we hope that all injuries that do occur are not significant and not long-lasting. That way they can get back to playing on the field at peak form as fast as they possibly can, and that we can watch them have the time of their lives on these fields. Injuries suck, but we hope that if they do happen, they suck. They don't suck as much as we hope, as they potentially could. He is unfortunately still down on the ground. There is a number of trainers around him. I have no idea what's going on. We're going to take a pause, and I'll tell you if I get any news. Alrighty, he is getting up. His jersey is off, though, as well as most of his equipment. He is walking off the field under his own power, which is obviously a good thing. After that unfortunate impromptu timeout, I believe that Glen Ridge will... I'm not quite sure who's going to get possession here. Not sure what's going on in front of me. All right, Glen Ridge is going to get it here in an offensive position. They're starting it back up, just passing it around the cycle. Okay, just trying to stop the bleeding, I suppose. Is Glen Ridge still just passing it around? Don't want to say anything too much. I won't say any more in case of commentator's curse. I do believe in that. So, Glen Ridge now playing it, missed pass there on the left by Glen Ridge. Glen Ridge now taking it from the top here. Setting their cycle back up, now passing it around on the left, back up. Back up into the center here. Glen Ridge almost gets someone right next to the goalie as whistle is blown there, and Glen Ridge will get another chance at possession. Long shot there goes awry, and that's going to be another chance for Glen Ridge to get another. Well, about 5 minutes left in this game. 7-1 Glen Ridge. They've had the lion's share of possession. And good low save there by Simon Hardiman. And ball is still loose. Anyone's game. Glen Ridge get it. Low shot. Whistle is blown before the shot, luckily, because that went in. It's going to be a timeout. I don't think that goal is going to count. I am going to be right. So we will take a timeout too. Okay, unfortunately these, I don't know what's going on right now in front of me, but Glen Ridge takes a shot, and that is going to be off. As MKA don't look like they're coming back from this, unfortunately. Glen Ridge are going to keep possession here. Glen Ridge now passing it around here. I apologize that you can't see what's going on. This is out of my control. Glen Ridge now just still passing it around. Again, if you can't see what's going on, I do not blame you. I cannot really see what's going on either. Some pass goes awry. Jack Barrick's not going to take it for MKA. I have no idea what else is going on. Jack Barrick now facing some bit of pain as it's contacted after it's hit after he touches the ball along. Charlie Wolf's pass gets intercepted by a long pole there, and that's going to be Glen Ridge possession once again. Glen Ridge now just circling it around with about 3:30 left to go, or 3:20-ish left to go in this game, I should say. Glen Ridge now just kind of lurking, circling, waiting for their opportunity. Again, current score 7-1 with about 3 minutes left to go here. Glen Ridge, there is laundry on the field. The flag is thrown. I believe there is some sort of contact that the ref didn't like. Not entirely sure what it was. But Glen Ridge still keeping possession. I guess that penalty won't be enforced until MKA get it back, and I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen, given how the Cougars are playing currently. This has not been their best game. Good defense there by Benji Safferstein and Thomas Meeker to just force these guys out. Unfortunately, the man gets beat. Good save there by Simon Hardiman. But Glen Ridge get the rebound with about 2:10 left to go in this game. Great save there by Simon Hardiman. And the penalty will now be enforced. MKA finally got possession back. But Glen Ridge will keep possession here, I guess. Let's go, Camp. Suppose they were waiting for the stop and play instead of just MKA possession. Not entirely sure. But clock has started back up, and so Glen Ridge now passing around with 2 minutes left to go here. We are now under the 2-minute warning. Long shot from the side, or no, quick shot from the side. Not really too long. Too far out, and that's going to be a whistle down out of bounds. Glen Ridge still keeping possession here. Good save there from Simon Hardiman off of a shot, and that's going to be taken once again by Glen Ridge. Cougars can't really catch a break right now. Still passing around, low shot, goes way off into the stands, and that's going to be another reset with MKA not having the ball. 1:30 left to go in this game here, and MKA finally get it back. Ryan Dechter immediately gets smacked in the face. And then that is Alex Squarzo who gets tripped up, and there's not a lot going right for the Cougars, but they have an opportunity to at least stop the bleeding and get one on the board here. They got possession. They've got the advantage. There have not been a lot of MKA offensive plays in this quarter. They haven't had a lot of possession either. This has just not been their day, as you can tell on the scoreline, unfortunately. But of course, these Cougars always learn how to bounce back and be better next time. Henry McCann starts it from the logo here in the center. And we are underway. Now with Miles Black, Black to Polanski. Polanski to Black. Black over on the left there. Passes off to Charlie Wolf, running it up. Back to Charlie Wolf back to Black on the left. Now with Polanski. Polanski passes it up to Wolf. Wolf looking for a spot. We have under a minute left to go in this game here. Wolf finds, I believe that is Meeker. Yes, pass back to Wolf, back to Meeker. Meeker to Wolf playing a bit of a one-tooth here. From right into the center. Now passes it over to Barrick. Barrick to Wolf. Wolf to Meeker. Tries to find a pass off to Wolf. Meeker gets his pass intercepted. Now taken by Glen Ridge. 40 seconds left to go here. Ball is loose, taken now by Jack Barrick. Barrick runs through some contact. Barrick ruses it through. About 30 seconds left here as Barrick gets knocked down and is staying down. Oh, no. Oh, he gets back up quickly, though. Or at least quickly after he stayed down for a bit. As McCann now takes it once again for MKA. 18 seconds remain. Shot is caught there by Glen Ridge. And that's going to probably close the game out. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. MKA lose, unfortunately. There's full time and final score here. MKA 1, Glen Ridge 7. Not the best showing, obviously, from their Cougars. Fourth quarter took a turn for the worse. And Cougars will hope to come back next time. If you want an update on the girls' game before you go, I will give you one in just a minute. Just let me find where it is. Final score of the girls' game was 14-4. Glen Ridge win, so not a great day for MKA Lacrosse. And so either way, MKA win or lose, you have been watching MKA TV, your voice of the Cougars. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you during the next event. Have a great